Hi there. Thank you for watching this video. In this video today I will show you how you can find out what privileges and duties are having a higher license requirement than intended for a particular security role. Usually we could find this information on the View Permissions form, which could be opened from the Security Configuration form, but all the legacy license information has been deprecated and now replaced by information what we can find on the licenses usage summary. Let's take an example. Alonso has today a requirement for project operations but also supply chain management. Alonso has a security role assigned which should be supply chain management, but due to a change it now became also project operations, and there are 19 elements not entitled for a supply chain management role for Alfonso. To find out what role has been assigned here, we can go to the user role licenses tab page, where we can see that Alfonso has multiple roles assigned, also the system, user, project timesheet, user, employee, but these are lower licenses, and there's one security role, the assembly worker, is now requiring both supply chain management and also the project operations. Now, to find out what securable elements are covered or not within a particular license, we can go to the role licenses tab page, and from here we see multiple role names and a SKU name, but what we need to do here is just filter on one particular role name. This will give you a list of the security role and the combination of each different license SKU, and then also how many securable objects are entitled or not entitled. In this case, we know that this role required the supply chain management and also project operations, and we would like to bring back this role to only a supply chain management license. Now we can see that there are 19 securable objects not entitled, and we can find all the details then also in the grid at the bottom of the screen, where we can, for example, just sort on everything that is just not entitled. Then we see about, I think, 19 securable objects here. We can start selecting the first one and dragging to the last one which is not entitled, but you can also start by just selecting the AOT name which is the last one, then move up, hold the shift key and click on the top AOT name. It will select the records, but you will also see an arrow around all the elements. Now what you can do is copy this with Ctrl C. Now we know which, in this case, only menu items are not part of the supply chain management license for this particular role. To be able to find which privileges and duties these elements belong to, you can go to the security configuration form, find your role. In this case, it's the top one for me. Click on View Permissions, and as mentioned on this form, all license information has been removed as the old calculation logic had several issues. In the past it was quite easy to just filter on it and find out which privileges and duties are involved and what is causing that higher license requirement. But now on this page you see all securable elements related to this role. You see also just read, update, create, delete, correct or invoke permissions. In case it only has grant on the read and everything else unset, then it's read and in case something is triggered on update, create, delete, correct, or invoke, if that's a grant, one of these, then it's considered as being an write, and a write license has higher license requirements than only read, where read is only the team member. So what I also did do is creating some views where you can select between the read access or the write access. In this case, when I click on write access, you see every menu item in this role where there's more than only read access. And now what we can do to find the privileges, remember we copied the menu items from the previous form. Click on the filtering option and choose the option is one of. Now you can use the paste function Ctrl V, which will just paste all the elements. Click on apply, and here you have your list with all the menu items in this security role, which has more than only read permission, now causing the higher license for project operations. What you can see is there are multiple privileges involved, but also maintain project transactions. Now in this case, this was a real life example which I recreated for this demo. The maintain project transactions itself was not required. The only thing they wanted to have in the role was the ability to use and maintain the item requirements on projects. Now, as we know, in this case, we don't need all the maintain project transactions. We can go back. Then on the security role, find the duty for maintain project transactions. Remove the reference. If we now publish, then it takes some refresh time, but the project operations license requirement has been removed. But before completing this role, the item requirements was still required. In this case, I will add those permissions via the privilege, which was part of the bigger duty. So if you click on add references, we can search for anything contains the item requirements. And we can see, for example, the maintain item requirements 2 times. So I will initially take them both as the description is not telling what is what. Click on OK. Then in the list, if we click on the first one, we see this one is related to the POI sales item rec maintain. Seems to be a normal one for the projects. And the second one is a kitting POI sales item. So this is for kitting functionality. Could be the same items, but in this case, the first one is enough for this role. If we click on this privilege, we can remove this reference and keep the other one. Now we can go to the published objects and publish all to make this role effective. After that, you need to wait for the licensing information to be updated on the license usage summary page. That can take between 2 and 8 hours. I do hope you like this trick to be able to find the privileges and duties involved for which menu items are causing another license requirement than expected. So thank you for watching this video. Until next time. Bye bye.